Yeah.
Let's see if it works. It's coming up now, it looks like. Looks like it's coming up. Let's see if it's going to come up.
Okay, well, it says it's loading the video. I've got a commercial.
All right.
I've got a commercial coming through, an advertisement.
You don't
So
use
it would
ad blocker?
appear.
No ad blocker?
No, I don't have one.
Oh.
Well, at least it's one for Video Game High School, which I actually enjoy on YouTube. It's
Do you
actually
watch that show? I have not seen that show.
I've only seen the first series. I have not seen the second nor the third, but the first series, it's really neat. It's a very nice idea.
All right.
I like it.
Hey,
and there we are.
There it goes. Yay, it worked the first time. Yay.
Woo.
Hi, chat room. How you guys doing?
Good
Happy
evening.
Saturday. Happy Saturday.
Did you all enjoy your Halloween yesterday? I can't wait till I have a place like a house or an apartment or something and I can really decorate it up.
Yeah.
And then I can be that guy that dresses up and answers the door, good evening.
Oh, dude, totally. Wouldn't that be funny?
Welcome to my house.
You'd have the big
kind
black
of
hood
candy?
going on, and you'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
welcome to my lair.
So I see we have a few ghosts. Would you like to see the ghosts in my house or something like that?
The best one that I ever saw as a kid, this guy made a cardboard coffin in the front yard, and he made this coffin, and it was leaning up against a tree, and there was this big circle drawn in the middle that said "knock here," and he was in it giving out candy. So there was all these little kids, including me, going, I don't want to knock on it, I don't want to knock on it. And so he went up there, and he just kind of goes, and he just says, I have candy. Ask the kids again, and they're like, oh, thank you, bye. What did you send me, Nate? All right, I gotta look now. What did you send me?
Something similar happened to my goddaughter and my other friend's kid last night with the mummies at this lady's house. It was so funny.
Oh, what is this? What did you send me? Oh. Okay. He sent me something for the party, possibly.
Ooh.
It looks like something loot-wise. Yes, Nate. Yes. Hold on to that sucker. We'll give that as prize. Yes.
We will take the loots.
We will take the loot. I will take that loot. And we will give away that loot.
Yes.
We've got lots of plans for giving away loot. We've got a lot of loot too, so I'm excited. Sorry to interrupt. So we were like, Halloweened out after yesterday. And it was cold here. I woke up and there was snow on the ground. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I saw a couple pictures of people from around that area, and they were complaining about it on the ground.
I was not happy. No, it's not okay. We had an agreement, Mother Nature. There was not going to be any snow beforehand. No. Oh, dudes. It's not winter yet. Midnight. No. I'm in denial. It's like, and come on. I mean, I had to go and find like my capri pants and my sandals because of going to BlizzCon in Anaheim. It's going to be like something like 87 for a couple of days when we're there. Seriously.
It's going to be nice. It was a little cool at night, though. I remember getting out of the Hilton at like 3 or 4 in the morning and walking back to the Annabella, and just in my shorts, and I was like, oh, it's kind of cold.
It was a little chilly. It was really humid, though. It was like that damp cold.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Really, really cold. Humid at night.
I didn't like it.
You're like, my legs are cold.
Yeah, I was like, where's my trench coat? I left it at home.
Oh, so this is the last weekend for you in Texas. You're in the Dallas hotel area.
2 more nights, 1 more work night,
nice.
And then I'm heading back. So it's gonna be good.
Nice.
Then I get to be a day walker for a little while.
Yay! Back to the day walker style.
Yeah, and then I might run into Marcia next year because they're telling me I'm going to be working in New York City for a while.
Oh my gosh!
So
ride the subway and look for Marcia. She's that really skinny blonde lady who's completely clueless, going, "What?
Where are we going?"
And Doris is behind her, screaming in the doorway, "Marcia!" Oh, that will never get old. Ever, ever, ever.
Nope.
It will never get old. Oh,
Nope.
too
Yep. And
funny.
I get to see Amanda, and I think Sal she lives in New York City now,
She
right?
does. Yep, you can see
Okay.
Sal there. That'll
Oh,
be
I'll talk to
awesome.
her at BlizzCon then.
Nice. I need to go and tweet the deets. I forgot to do that. Let me go do that
Oh
right now.
yeah.
Guys, we are live with a show. With a show. Twitch.tv/Tauren, which I cannot ever spell right. Think tank.
I do torrent. I get to the
Torrent.
T in think, and then I have to stop and like, what's next? Oh, H. Yeah. It's like torrent.
Torrent.
Hink.
We're not
Hink
torrenting
tank.
anything. No, we're not doing
Torrenting
that.
tank.
Torrenting? Torrenting
No,
tank?
no, no, none of that. Oh, I meant to. This week I meant to put the episode 100 thing up on SoundCloud. I need to do that after the show.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
And
You know what I
actually, I
should
have my
do is we
laptop.
should just create an account for the show,
Yeah,
and just under Triple T, and we should share that one and put it up. Any of the bits we do, we should put up on there.
sure.
So yeah, why
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
do
We
that?
can do that after the. We can do that after the show
Sure.
if you got a few minutes.
Absolutely. I get to sleep an extra hour because the clocks are falling back. So yay.
That's right.
Any
And I have
people
to
in
stay up an
Arizona
extra hour.
Yeah. Any of you people in Arizona, to you, because we get to sleep an extra hour.
Hmm.
So yeah, there you go.
I don't know if Lore would appreciate me ruffling his hair. I don't know him that well, and by that I mean at all. So I really don't think that would be good. Have some guy just be like, "Hey, this is from somebody on the internet." Later.
I touched your hair.
Somebody record that.
I wanted to touch his hair. I just reached over and touched it.
Such a luxurious mane.
Yeah, it's poofy. I just saw him on that stream for the Arena Championships, and it was like, hello, it's so fluffy.
Someone
It's
should
so
Photoshop his
fluffy, I
hair
could
into that picture
die.
from that.
I swear in our household that is because Garrus is really he's a fluffy cat. Like there's a lot of
Mhm.
fur on him, and he's just layers of fur. And he just walks around with his little tail up in the air, and he walks just strutting around, and he's just so cute. And so all the time, the two of us are like, he's so fluffy, I could die.
Just as he's just walking by.
And he's just like, what the F is wrong with you human people? I'm cute, meow.
Oh,
But
oh
yeah, that
yeah,
cat is
that
very flippin' cute.
yeah. I wish I could have more time with Aslan like I did yesterday. That cat from my buddy's house. He
Yeah.
was so fluffy and he was calm. And I'd be like, "Hey, Aslan, come here," and I'd pat the couch like the nap I took earlier today. And
Yeah.
he just got up on there and like laid right here and just started purring. And like he walked right up to me when I came by and let him sniff me when I first met him. And he was all about saying hi. And I was like, I like this cat. I
He's
think
your
we'll get
buddy
along.
now.
And we did. Yeah, yeah. And my goddaughter's finally not afraid of me, which is good.
How old is she?
She's 3 and 2 months.
Aw.
So I'm taller and I have a deeper voice than her dad. So I seem imposing.
Yeah.
I'm like taller than any other guy she's ever met. And so she was she was just always afraid of me. Like, you gonna give him a hug? No, I'm not gonna give him a hug.
How tall are
And
you?
finally-
I forget.
Just a hair under 6'3".
Okay. Yeah.
So I claim 6'3".
You can say 6'3".
We're gonna round up.
Yeah, so that's why I felt so short next to you. I'm only 5'6".
Yeah.
And so I feel short next to everybody these days. I don't know what it is. They ask me at the doctor's office, how tall are you? And I say 5'6", but I don't know anymore. I think I might be like 5'5", 5'4". And everybody feels taller than me. I just like, hi.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's okay. I'm dealing with it because it means this. I can get everybody around the waist when I hug.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott Johnson, 6'4". I'm hugging you around the waist, Scott Johnson.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice looking up to somebody when I talked to him. That was pretty cool. When I saw him
Seriously.
last year.
Yeah, you get 1 inch and he's just like,
Yeah. And yes, Erlina, it was a Chronicles of Narnia reference. His name was Buzz when they got him from the shelter, and they were like, Buzz doesn't sound like a cool name, so they just named him Aslan. He's also
Cute.
voiced by Liam Neeson, so it works out, you know.
Cute.
I
Oh,
was
see,
like, I was
now
like, come
there's
here, Aslan, and he was like, I have a particular set of skills. I will kill you. I will find you.
there's all the ladies in the chat room talking about how they're shorter than me. That makes me feel better at least. So
4952.
yeah, it's weird though. I've never in my life really felt short, but in the last few years I've definitely felt short. So it's like I don't know what this is, but
Now, the friend of mine I'm taking to BlizzCon, he's like 2 or 3 inches taller than me. So
yeah.
he's a tall guy. So you'll see him there too.
Well, that's okay. We can all be friends even if we're tall or short. That's how it's gonna
Oh,
work.
midnight. I'm rounding up to 6 foot for you. 5'11.5" that's close enough to 6 feet.
You know what though? It's cool that we have. I mean, look at all the range in heights. We've got from 4'9" to 6'4". It's all over the place. It's awesome. All right. We're past time, so we probably should get going
Yeah,
pretty soon. Are you
we should
ready?
get it. Yeah, I'm
Right.
ready to roll.
Chat
We
room,
can
are you guys ready?
get a
Come
notepad
on.
ready to go.
I've got my. I should probably just blow my nose real quick because I've got that allergy thing going on. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah.
Ah. It's like my nose just likes to automatically just start to run during allergy season. All right. Chat room's ready. We're ready.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Stretching.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to count it down.
Let's do this.
In 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the World of Warcraft podcast for you, the World of Warcraft player.
Welcome back to another episode of Tauren Think Tank. It is episode 121. Today is Saturday, November 1st, 2014. My name is Jules Scott, and we are back again. I am back again, and I've got my buddy with me. Marconan's here. Hi.
Hey, Jules.
Welcome
How's it
back.
going?
Good. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And now that today's November 1st, it's time for Christmas music. I'm kidding.
Jeez. I was
No.
in Kohl's today, and they were playing Christmas music, and I'm like, F that. No.
Yeah. I went by a mall earlier today in Dallas, and they've already gotten Santa's like house up in the food court, and they have people handing out flyers. I was like, guys, I'm the biggest fan of Christmas music I know, but still, give me a couple more weeks.
So I got to
Please.
ask you this, though. You work in retail. So
Yes.
do you get absolutely disgustingly sick of Christmas music by the end of the season?
Well, honestly, not really. I don't get this like deep hatred of it or anything because I listen to it after work at home. But usually the stores that I work in, they most of the stores won't play Christmas music because it's technically against the rules.
Really?
I mean, you're not supposed to technically, but I mean, the higher ups are like, yeah, play Christmas music. I don't care what you do. Spend money, get more money in here. And so, they'll do that. Or some of them, they'll put in, it's not just piped in through corporate. Sometimes they'll put in like a random Christmas CD. And like, if it's like, some of the bands that I like Bare Naked Ladies has a Christmas album that's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Chicago's Christmas album is fantastic.
I agree with
and
that.
if it's stuff like that, then yeah, I mean, I get sick of Bing Crosby. I love Bing Crosby. He's one of the few voices that are in my range to sing, to do karaoke. So I like Bing Crosby. But man, I get tired of him after a while because that's kind of the go-to guy. Him, Elvis, Nat King Cole, all those guys.
I know. And it's just, I mean, when I worked in retail for 2 Christmas seasons, and it, wasn't my busiest season. I was selling furniture. But it was, as soon as November 1st came around, it was Christmas music through the entire time. And I was just like, make it stop. Make it stop. I'm working
Yeah.
10-hour shifts. I can't deal with this every day. I can't do it. But
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
totally understand it. It's just this music. I like Bob Rivers. His Christmas like comedy Christmas stuff is really funny.
yeah.
all those kind of unorthodox Christmas songs, like the 12 Pains of Christmas, of the 12 Days of Christmas, stuff like that. That's just makes you laugh. It kind of takes the edge off of the Christmas season as far as music goes.
Yeah.
When you work in retail, so I don't really mind it that much.
Yeah, but all right, no more Christmas talk. We're here to talk about World of Warcraft and the players of World of Warcraft. So, what's going on with you this week? What did you do in the game?
Well, I did. Oh gosh, what did I do? I didn't really do anything to finish out the Hallow's End because I got both of my cat pets, so that was out of the way. I already have the mount. Sorry, but so so I did a good bit of mount farming or attempting to mount farm, going and soloing, Firelands, Dragon Soul, Ulduar, ICC, and I farmed Zandalari Warbringers with Ocephala, who's in the chat room, and I got the Slate Primordial Dire Horde mount.
Oh, wow.
So that is one of the 4 that they drop, and I got that one yesterday. I think yesterday. So that's one off the list. Another notch in the wall for mounts for me. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And that's really been the highlight of the week so far. It hasn't been really. I've been working a lot this week because it's my last week down here, and so I haven't been playing a whole lot. Plus, that extended maintenance on Tuesday. So that's about all I've done. What about you?
Well, the Headless Horseman keeps his mount again for another year. This is year 9. Thank you very much. Every day, 5 times a day, every single day. I'm not better. Okay, no. Better.
That's okay. You're going to hear the same thing from me at the end of the Love Fool if I don't get lucky and get that Love Rocket.
Oh, seriously? Yeah.
I don't want that.
I know, and it's so I just, I was relatively grumpy, but see, I was busy this week too, running around, and I'm kind of what I call hair on fire right now, where it's just like getting ready for BlizzCon, getting ready for the Signals Media Smash Bash, which is coming up this coming Friday. We're really ramping up now, and I am just like, there's so much to do, there's so much to plan, and I'm like, it's so much to do. So I went to go log in the other night to go and do my Horseman's runs, and literally the plan was I'm going to go in here, I'm going to get my Horseman run done, and I'm going to go to bed. That was what I wanted to do. And it was already almost 11 o'clock. Well, as it turned out, I didn't get to go to bed because I log in, and I had known that something had happened earlier. But so the Convert to Raid Guild has a monthly inactive toon purge. If you're inactive for more than 60 days, Darius runs a script that removes those characters from the guild for inactivity. And then if the person comes back, they can get readmitted. Just to keep our rosters good at good levels. Well, something happened with the way that his script was written in Blizzard's API had changed, and Darius accidentally kicked, out of 3 guilds, kicked everybody who was at Raider rank. In 3 guilds, including the Asparagus Initiative, his own team.
Oh, no.
What this meant was that there were a whole lot of people who were like, WTF happened to me? And the greeter team, who is responsible for inviting, we were just starting to get the news. I log in, and there are like 50 people in the channel going, why can't I get back into the guild? And so I was like, I'm putting out a message to the greeters, I need help. And so trying to get everybody back in, trying to find them. I mean, it was an honest mistake, and we're getting people back in. So if you are hearing this message and you don't know what happened, it was an honest mistake. We caught it. It was only 3 of the 10 co-guilds that got affected. But this just goes to show what happens. And I'm sitting there going, I really didn't need this extra work, did I? No.
Yeah.
I didn't need this extra work, did I? Nope, but I got it anyway. So, but we wound up, so I mean, shout outs to the greeters, of course, for stepping in and taking care of it. I have, and then on Sunday, last Sunday, I got a chance to raid on AIE. I got to raid with the FERT raid team. for the first time. Yep, that was awesome. We had a great time, and they were just, now that everything is completely imbalanced in terms of, heroic level, and you can just kill things like blinking and it's dead. We all got our heirloom weapons, and everybody was thrilled, and it was pretty funny. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So if I can do it, I think tomorrow I'll try to run with them again. They're a hoot, those people. So that was a lot of fun. And a quick update on what's been going on in the whole medical side. They made me go through a stress test on Thursday, which was the epitome of crap. I hated it. Don't do it if you don't have to. It sucks. He put you on a major incline on a treadmill and tell you to walk really fast and hopefully run. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was going to ask you what exactly the stress test entailed. If they put you in a building and through things that are trying to scare you and make your heart rate jump.
Haunted house.
Yeah. Well, hey, it would work for 1 month out of the year at least.
No, I know, right? No, they make you, so they wire you up with I think I had maybe 10 different electrode pads on me under my shirt and, hooked up to a machine, and they put you on an incline, 10%. They started at 10% incline, and then they start the treadmill, and then they take your blood pressure, and then they slowly increase the incline and they increase the speed until you can't go anymore. And so it's a nightmare because I'm just like, so yeah. But as it turns out, everything seems to be normal. I have no problems going to BlizzCon. Yay. And so I'm very, very happy about that. The only minor issue is that I will not be able to drink a ton while I'm there because of my heart medication. So I gotta keep it real. I gotta not do too much drinking, but so yeah, all is good, and so I'm so excited right now. Sleep is hard to come by for me. I'll go to bed, pass out for a few hours, and then my brain wakes me up and goes, so I start to think about everything that needs to get done. So this is our last show before BlizzCon. Marconin and I, we're both going to be there. And he is bringing some equipment with him so that we will hopefully be able to record something while we sit in the same room together and put something together. So we'll probably try to put something out when I get home. But if you are going to BlizzCon, we would love to see you, and one of the best places to do so is at the Signals Media Smash Bash, which is on Friday, November 7th from 7 to 11. It's at the Hilton in the ballroom, so you check it out. It's going to be really, really fun. We've got bars there. We've got 3 of them. So come and hang out with us. They're cash bars, but there's bars there. And the Hilton, the bars in the Hilton are hard to get to the, 15 deep people. So come and hang out with us. We're going to have some folks. I've been working the circuit, getting people to come. We're going to have triple t-shirts available. We're going to have Convert to Raid t-shirts available. If you're a member of the Convert to Raid Guild, you can get a t-shirt. Yep. And Mark Honan is modeling his on the stream right now. So yeah, definitely stop by. We would love to see you, love to meet you, and hang out with a ton of cool people. So that's about it for the stuff that I've been up to. Anything else in terms of notes that we need to say beforehand? Of course, we won't have a live show next week because we will be partying. So, oh well. But we promise we will promise to have something up on the feed at least when we get back. So, all right, it is time for us to move into our discussion topic. We debated on this one which one we would do because we had a couple in mind. So let's bring it out right now.
Let's kick around some ideas, not gnomes.
I still love that bumper. It's so cute.
It doesn't get old.
It doesn't get old. Okay, discussion time. So I don't know if you guys saw this. If you didn't, we'll be linking this in the chat room. I've got a link to it. This week a video came out, and it made the rounds, went viral very, very quickly. And it was an experiment done on the streets of New York. There's a young woman who walked for 10 hours through different boroughs of New York, and she was walking behind someone that she was working with who had a hidden camera in their backpack so they could see her and everything that was surrounding her as she walked around. The video captured many instances of men calling to her, trying to get to her attention, in some cases walking next to her. The internet they kind of erupted on this debate in the video. And it got us to thinking about this instance and how it also applies in the world of gaming and World of Warcraft. So since this is a pretty relevant topic to what's going on in the world today, we thought we would bring this one out there. And I need to actually pull up the chat room on my other computer and do it that way. So Marconin, you hadn't seen the video until I passed it along to you.
That's right.
And so you got a chance to see what happened. So tell me what you saw when you were looking at it.
Well, after the setup, she starts walking through New York, and they even have little subtitles when you can't quite understand what they're saying. But for the most part, it's men just saying, hello, beautiful, how are you doing? God bless you. It is wonderful today, and just kind of really trying to grab her attention. And the thing about the video is that she doesn't do anything to initiate or respond to the comments or the actions. So she's just eyes straight ahead, mouth shut, doesn't say anything, and just ignores everybody. And it's just to test, what the reactions are. And it's a lot of people kind of not quite, there's some like definite catcalls going on, but a lot of it that I saw was just people trying to start a conversation, people trying to get her attention, kind of sitting on the side of the street or just walking around. They're not really, she's not initiating any contact. She's not showing any interest in what they're saying or doing. And so it's just a lot of men just clamoring to get her attention or, trying to talk to her, pretty much it. And in one instance, the part that really kind of got me on the edge of my seat to where I wanted to kind of reach through the screen and do something is when this gentleman starts walking next to her and stays walking next to her for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yes.
Like keeping pace, everything. And she's still looking straight ahead, no words. And it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like that's the best description I have is creepy.
Yeah. And there was a range. Obviously, there was a range of what happened. There was a range between people who were just saying hello to her, and then the guy who was like, told her, "What, you don't want to talk to me?" Walking next to her, "What if I gave you my number? Would you talk to me?" Things like that, where it was actually just like get away from her feeling. You just had this horrible feeling, like you just wanted to save her. And so there was a range of it. And what I found very interesting is the debate that came out of this is the people who are like, well, gee, I guess saying hello and wishing someone to have a nice day or God bless is now harassment. And people were talking about this, and I was just like, okay, but there's a difference, at least in my opinion, because I think about when I walk down the street and if someone is walking past me, and I come from the East Coast. I come from an area where you are told, you're raised to not make eye contact with people when you walk past them on the street because it could be perceived as a threat to someone. That's how it was how I was raised. And I was raised by a chief of police, a man who worked in police for his entire life. And he warned me, you need to be conscious of your surroundings. You don't need to get into anything with anybody else. And you need to make sure that you don't make it, so you keep your eyes down when you walk. You don't look at people. And it was actually a really tough thing for me to move to the Midwest. People thought I was very standoffish and rude because I didn't make the eye contact, because it was what I was taught. So when you talk about this young woman who is walking down the street and she's not looking at anybody, she's just walking. She's on her mission, which is what a lot of New Yorkers do.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are calling to her and trying to talk to her. I found it still, even the ones that were saying hi or have a nice day or God bless, was still uncomfortable to me because she never looked at them. She never made eye contact with them. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if that is something that I would be okay with. And I'm not okay with it. It happened to me the other day. I was in my office building, which is a secure office building. And I was standing in front of the vending machine in our hallway. We have a number of different suites in our building. And these two men came from the warehouse area or the garage area to go to their other office. And they walked behind me. And this one guy says, "Hi, have a great day." and I never looked at him, but I was just like, my automatic instinct was going, what do you want from me? That's
Yeah.
how I reacted to it. Now, is that a product of me being raised the way I was, or is that a product of what it is to be like for a woman? I honestly, I don't know, because I just know how I was raised. So this is tough for me because I was always raised to be on my guard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and you're raised in the South, where your politeness is going to overcome everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was raised to whenever you're driving down the road and you see a car coming up, you like lift your hand a little bit and kind of like just a little bit of a wave off the steering wheel because hey, how you doing? But then again, like you said, that you're walking towards each other, and like in your office situation, had you been walking towards those gentlemen and you make eye contact, and you're like, hey, how's it going? Have a good day. That kind of little small talk just to make sure, yes, I register that you're a human being and you exist. But, it's when you're going back to say that some of those people are saying that it's harassment, or that it's harassment just to say, have a good day. That's not, I don't quite agree with that point, because the lady clearly wasn't wanting to initiate contact, and of course I've only been to New York City twice. And so I'm not used to the big city, how it is in those types of environments. But if someone is just walking by and they're not initiating contact, like I'll talk to people, I'll tell them to have a nice day or something. But that's if we're in a situation in which small talk would be okay.
Yeah, you're
or
not
it's
just going to
appropriate.
try to grab someone's attention to
No,
tell
not
them
at
you
all.
have a nice day.
No, I mean it's creepy just to walk up to someone that you do not know on the side of the street and like, you're very pretty. I mean, if even with the best of intentions, if you are honestly like, you look like you're having down, I just want to say, have a good day. You're pretty. Even with the best of intentions, more times than not, by far, that's going to be considered creepy, weird, or
Uncomfortable
harassment.
at the very
Very
minimum.
uncomfortable, unsettling. All
Yeah.
those things, and it all goes down to the intentions
Yeah.
of the person saying it.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't seem that many, if any, of the ones they put in the cut. Now, I don't know because I don't think they put every cat call in that video. Not. I know it was 10 hours scrunched down to 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and it was, I think she said, about 100 instances. So that's, about 10 an hour. And so it wasn't every one of them, but I'm pretty sure almost all of them would be, hey, baby, you're looking good, It had a kind of a creepy, hey, do you want to go buy a drink or something? Really coming onto them pretty strong and not just letting the lady walk like she should.
Yeah, and so I mean the thing that I find, I when I finished watching this video, oh, dude, I felt horrible. I felt really, really icky. Because I remember being a child. I lived in New Jersey. I was going to New York maybe several times a year as a child. And people would say, oh, aren't you pretty? Aren't you fit? Aren't you a pretty little thing? And yeah, creepy, Or, I had one guy, and I was maybe like 9-10 years old. And this guy called and he's like, hey, darling, and what, you don't want to talk to me? As I'm walking with my parents, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And all of that came back to me, all of it, when I was watching this video. And so I remember the things that, my dad taught me, the things that I've experienced when I've been in larger cities. And I'm watching the chat room right now. They're debating something which I want to clarify. When I'm talking about keeping my eyes down and not making eye contact, you can bet that I am fully aware of my surroundings. When there's someone approaching me, I see it, and then as soon as they're getting close enough that you would make that eye contact and nod in a situation where I am in now, I would be eyes down. You pass them without looking at each other, but you're fully aware of the surroundings. You're fully aware of what's going on, and you're just not linking eyes to acknowledge the other person. You almost get more hyper aware when that happens. So,
yeah.
It is something I find it really interesting. And then I think about the gaming situation. I think about when we put ourselves in avatars and we put ourselves in chat rooms, in guilds, and you can create this name or you can be a certain gender. And it is now a situation where gender could get confused. You know, I've been in a situation where I've known men who played only female characters, and for the longest time people thought they were female. And then they're like, wait a minute, okay, that's a guy. And then you have this impression, and I've seen it, I've experienced the feeling of people treating you differently because you're a woman in the game, or, you know, all of a sudden the tone changes because of hearing a female voice in a chat, or going, oh, I didn't realize that person was a girl. And it's very fascinating to me, number one, when it happens and people kind of go, I had this impression of you completely different. And then number two, sometimes how people, their approach changes when they think that they're talking to someone of the opposite gender.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. And I've also seen it where it's just been a complete disaster when guys realize that it's a female who they've been playing with and not a guy, and it's like, well, now I can't talk to you like I used to talk to you. And it's like, well, I didn't change. I was always me.
Yeah. It was just their perception of you.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, I mean, obviously as a gentleman, this kind of thing does not does not compute for you. You don't have that ability to call out to a girl as she's walking down a street and tell her she's lovely, or, you know, hey baby, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but you probably know guys that do.
Yes, I do.
What do you think of those guys?
I was walking through Chicago, and one of them, there was some kind of like electronic dance music thing going on. There were lots of girls and guys, and this is summer, so they're wearing like summer raver clothes.
Yeah,
where it's like, you know, just a bikini top and like the poofy leg things, and I swear he should have gone to the chiropractor because his neck just bent in directions that are not natural for humans. Because the girl would walk by and he'd just be like. Like he would look her up and down. I'm sorry if you're just listening on audio, but it's like his neck just like bent at odd angles. He turned his head
sideways and brought his body around to like his hip level.
Yeah, and it got to the point where he was audible. Like he was like, damn, you know, like that classic, you know, that kind of cliched, you know, you see a pretty lady, oh goodness, honey. You know, that kind of thing. And I had to like kind of walk to the other side of the sidewalk. I was like, I don't want to be next to you. You're embarrassing me. I mean, I have two eyes. I can see perfectly. She is a gorgeous woman, but come on. I'm not going to make an audible. I'm not going to do that.
Do you think, and I'm not trying to get you in trouble here, but do you think that he was just verbalizing what was in your head? Like, he actually doesn't have the control to not say that. He just says it.
That's a good point, because, I mean, it does come to a degree. There is a degree of control that's needed. And like I said, you know, I would say the woman is pretty. And if someone would ask me, you know, like, what do you think about her? I was like, well, she's a pretty lady. You know, that's definitely an attractive outfit she's got. You know, I would put it in. I was like, she is revealing a lot of skin. She is not leaving much to the imagination.
It's like all factual. It's like, she is definitely wearing little clothing. She is a very, you know, and then there's the conjecture. She's very pretty.
Yes, exactly. You know, that's it's just kind of a, you know, sometimes in working overnights we'll have store employees help us. And there was one instance where the girl, one of the gals that was working with us, she was 18, just got to college, and there's a couple guys on my team that are younger than I. They are in their early 20s, so they are chomping at the bit. And so she would work with them, and like they did the whole like neck thing too, and they were following her around. And so for like one or two of the nights they put her with me, because I was like, yes, she's a pretty gal, but she needs to get some work done because I don't want to stay here till noon.
Yeah.
So get to work, you know. And the other guys were having a little bit of trouble prioritizing that. So but yeah,
this is the exact opposite conversation that we had a few weeks ago about women who over-sexualize their talk, and their, you know, that they're trying to attract the attention and all that kind of thing. This is the exact opposite of it.
Yes.
So there are both sides of the coins, and there are women who really appreciate that whole damn, there are women that are totally into that they want that's what they're dressing for, that's what the attention is that they want.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, and there's no doubting that. The problem with this video that we saw is that this girl was clearly not inviting that. Which,
Not at all. She was very closed off.
And people were in the chat room were calling her rude, that she was ignoring people, but that's her right. She doesn't have to acknowledge a single man. And if the guy who's walking past her or next to her who's doing that and then trying to get her attention, I mean, I would be freaking out inside if I were her.
Yeah, and in one instance, he walks up to her and says something, and then she ignores him. He's like, "Well, are you going to talk to me about that? You're going to say anything to it?" And like, obviously, no, she's not. Move along.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone, because she might have, this could have been just a regular gal. I know a couple of my friends that are ladies live in New York City, and earlier she was saying that it happens all the time.
Yep.
Whether you want it to or not, and it was just showcasing the norm, or what is the norm for a lot of people, a lot of women there.
Yeah.
And she's not inviting it. She's not, it's kind of like she's going to work. She's going home. She doesn't want to talk to anybody or do anything, and she doesn't want the attention, so she's not inviting it. And like you were saying, some women do, and you can kind of tell when they invite. They crave that attention by the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they acknowledge it.
Well, be careful with that one too, because I mean, you talk about the dress thing, and sometimes it's just. It doesn't apply to every woman. I mean,
no,
it does.
Yeah, for some.
Yeah,
that's true.
But, you have to be super careful and that's the problem with this whole thing, is that there's an assumption made that she wants men to talk to her. And there was one guy who said, you should thank someone when they call you beautiful. And it was like, but she, I sat there and said, she never asked you for it. So, and then you're lecturing her because she didn't say thank you? Seriously? I mean, and so this is the major problem. Now, what I found very fascinating about this is that the internet went completely nuts about this specific video that just happened to be out there that was, doing this kind of thing. But this stuff has been happening for centuries. I mean,
it's nothing new.
It's nothing new. I mean, if you talk about, but all of a sudden the topic has come up and the debate is there, and there are women out there saying this happens all the time and it should stop. But there has never really been a discussion for anybody to say, stop. There was I read about something. There is an initiative, an artist who draws portraits of women and then it has a statement next to them of things that they get to that they hear as they're walking down the street. And so there's this beautiful portrait of this woman, and she's an African American woman, beautiful hair, and it says, and the picture of her is she's just kind of, her face is very neutral, and the caption says, "Stop telling me to smile." And then there was another one that says, "My name is not Mama, Mommy, Mamacita, Baby," that kind of thing. And it was a really interesting, exhibit type of thing to see. And then you'll see comments when you talk about it. And then there's women in the chat saying, well, I like it when people call me that. I am happy that men pay attention to me. And so you can't lump everybody into one bucket. No. And you never can. But it's very, very interesting that this kind of comes out now, of all times, where there's a lot of talk about, harassment for women and women's rights and all the things that are going on right now in the world. And then a video like this comes out and everybody kind of loses their crap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it all goes back to the intention of what people are, why they're saying that, and it's not being welcomed. Like that, the comments aren't appreciated. They're not being welcomed by that lady. So it's. I mean, just leave her alone. Just leave him alone. Yeah. Come on, man.
It's a very different situation if you are going to a bar and sitting at a bar that's full of single people. And you're sitting by yourself as a female, and a man comes up to say hi, and And then versus you walking down the street, going to your job, or trying to go get groceries or something like that. I mean, I do think that's two different things. And it's the intent. It's all about what the intent is. And even someone just saying, have a nice day, for me, that puts my guard up. I get I get kind of annoyed, like not even annoyed, but almost nervous. Like, what do you want from me? What are you trying to ask me? It's not that I'm walking past them and making eye contact. It's somebody sitting in a doorway in a city on a milk crate or on a porch step saying hello. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you just sitting here looking at people and trying to talk to people who aren't looking at you? To me, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I guess
there was no invitation for small talk or anything like that.
But I honestly, and this is just me, I guess, but I just don't understand the concept of sitting on a street corner somewhere or on a doorstep or standing in a doorway, people who are smoking a cigarette, just trying to make conversation with random people who are walking past who aren't looking at you. I don't get it. So I wish someone would explain it to me. I just don't understand it at all. It's like a foreign concept to me. I'm going to talk to someone who wants to talk to me, number one, and who seems open enough to want to talk. I don't get it. So, but in any case, it's a situation that it has no answer. It has no solution except for the fact that there's an awareness. And there should be an awareness too when you're in the game. I would hope for the men who are talking to women in the game and hopefully treating them with respect and kindness and not treating them differently because they're female. But I don't expect that. I don't expect that to ever happen with some of the, with the men that I'm friends with, but it happens all the time. So apparently I just pick good men to be friends with. I guess so.
Yeah.
Anything else that you wanted to talk about with this one?
Nothing that's really, really kind of, springing to mind other, because I know when the applications of this in the game, it goes to intent, because you can talk to women in the game, and it's, you were saying kind of, going back to the Gamergate stuff, it could go one of two ways. It could go like, you're not supposed to be here.
Right.
You're not supposed to be here. Or it can be, oh gosh, this is a girl playing a video game. I need to know this woman. I need to get to know her. She could be the one, and you're just really kind of creeping on them. Those are like the two extremes that I can think of off the top of my head where, this kind of unwanted attention could go.
Yeah.
Because, you're like, yeah, she's a woman. Yes, she plays video games. No, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to talk to you after raid. She just wants to get her loot bag and go.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do. Sometimes I've met plenty of friends that are females in the game. But there are some people that play that just want to play and then leave. They don't want your attention. They don't want your phone number. They don't want your Skype ID. They don't want any of that. And to just be respectful.
Yeah.
Be respectful to people in general anyway, especially when it comes to the applications like this. Just be respectful. And if they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to talk to you. It's nothing against, they may be rude, but that's their right. Yeah. They have a right to be they have a right to ignore you if they want.
I mean, I think of it this way, and maybe I'm generalizing, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. If you're a heterosexual male or female, and would you treat a person of your same gender the same way that you would treat someone as an opposite gender in terms of trying to get their attention? And so in the case where it's like, oh, I really want to talk to you, I really want to get your Skype information, I really want to hang out with you, would you do that with a guy if you were a guy? Versus a woman, would you do the same approach if it was truly about friendship?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Hey, buddy, you look very beautiful today. Thanks, man.
I want to see you do that to one of your dude buddies.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys being like, you look very beautiful today.
John, I just got to tell you, man, that new haircut, man, your eyes just dance. It's just beautiful.
Oh, your head
dude.
is shaved? I'm sorry.
Have
I
a nice
totally
day.
missed it from your eyes.
Have a nice day. You're very beautiful, Papa, or Papacita, or Papacito, or whatever.
Papacita.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some you got to go through the bromance test.
Yes, yes. And so and a lot of people in the chat room are saying yes, which is good. But I would ask that of everybody. If you are if you're truly looking for someone to be in a friendship kind of thing, and you're not trying to, overtly hit on them or that kind of thing, if you would act the same way as someone, in the same, so your same gender if you're heterosexual, the opposite gender if you're homosexual, but the way that you would treat that person that wasn't a possible romantic interest, would you treat them the same way if you were truly looking for friendship? So that's how I would look at it. And unfortunately for some of those cases, that it drives women away because they're just like, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to have that conversation, I don't want to have that interaction. And that's the shame of it, because I couldn't watch that video more than once without feeling really, really icky. So I know, I've walked down the streets of New York. I know what it feels like, and a lot of people who live in New York, and there's people who listen to the show, can probably attest to that, or large cities like Chicago, Philadelphia, LA, big cities that have that same situation. So yeah, I want to see what you guys have to say, though. And if you are interested in sharing your feedback, please do so by sending it to questions@taurentthinktank.com. We like hearing your feedback. We like hearing your thoughts. We like hearing what you think about the show. So with that, I think it is time for me to bump down the volume a little bit here. Hang on a second.
Whoopsie.
I don't think they did there. Oh, look that. The nice, pleasant music. Nice, quiet music. Because it's for Doghouses. Do you think I need crashing fanfare music for Doghouse? I mean, this is talking about video games. Rawr. Do you? No?
Maybe.
I don't know. I was trying.
Come get your Doghouse systems. The greatest laptops and desktops in all of the internet.
You might as well just do this. Do the whole thing.
Okay, let me pull it up. I got it over here. All right, today's show has been brought to you by Doghouse Systems, makers of the best gaming PCs on the planet. Doghouse has a great product, we all know it. I'm jealous of Jules' computer,
yeah.
I'll tell you that for sure. But what sets them apart from the competition is their commitment to great service. We hear all the time about how impressed our listeners are with the process of buying a Doghouse from start to finish. They're really hands-on, personalized. They're gamers. They love gamers. They want to make the best machine for you. Do you play WoW? Do you play Diablo? I'm sure you play at least a couple of those games because you're listening to us right now. They will put the game on there for you. No need to sit there with your discs or download or patch or anything like that when you get it in. Just take it out of the box, put it on your Wi-Fi, and start gaming. And also remember that whenever you do buy a Doghouse system, make sure to go to doghousesystems.com first. That's where you get it. And then enter the code TTT at checkout. That's TTT. And that will get you double the memory for the price of the single set of memory. So 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes
32.
32.
Math is hard.
So remember, doghousesystems.com for your brand new gaming system.
Beautiful. Well done, Mark Hoden. Look at you.
Thank you. I don't get to stretch the announcer voice very, very often.
I dug it. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
I totally threw that one at you. You took it like a champ. Look at this.
I think on my feet, or speak on my feet, I guess is the better way to say that.
This is my co-host, man. This is my co-host right there. Pick that man for a reason. Okay, let's go and move into some Think Tank right now.
Torn between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
All right, so it is Halloween weekend. And so I picked this question purposefully for Halloween weekend. I think this is actually very, very appropriate because it is a little unnerving, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. It's a little bit long, but I'll get through it as fast as I can. Dear Triple T, I've sent more than a few questions in before this one, but this is the one that started it first. For context, I started this particular email to you around episode 76. So here goes. How old were you for your earliest memory? Think about it for a second. Really think about it. Most people claim is sometime between ages 2 and 4. How old am I during my earliest memory? 2 months shy of age 13. That's right, almost a teenager. My first memory is a dream I had every night for nearly a month. Every night, the dream got more and more detailed. The last night I had that dream, I woke up in more pain than I'd ever felt up until that point. I had a minor scar on my body that wasn't there when I went to sleep. The very next day, while watching television with my parents, my heart stopped. There was a picture of the person in my dream up on the screen. A picture of someone I had not known even existed up on the screen. During the night, this person was shot and killed. My mind couldn't handle it. I have no memory whatsoever for a long time after seeing that. I am told that my personality totally flip-flopped. I've seen pictures of me in various colors as a kid. After hitting teens, though, all black. Every picture. To this day, there are very few pictures of me smiling. I know blaming myself is stupid, as I don't even know that this guy existed until then. But for the longest time, I did anyway. I still sometimes struggle with that, but usually I don't. So continuing on, that type of dream isn't the only one of its kind I had as a teenager, nor in my early 20s. Many nights I had dreams that I saw on the news later on. It wasn't anything good. Trains derailing, airlines crashing, boats sinking, mass car accidents, you name something horrible, I had a dream about it. Needless to say, I didn't try to sleep often. In order to cope, I turned to writing a lot. Within 1 year, I filled more than 4 notebooks of poetry, 3 notebooks of short stories. I didn't keep a journal, and I never showed anything I wrote to anyone. I only mention this as it applies later on in this email. Anyway, sleeping became something of a non-priority for me. I didn't want to have any more of those dreams. Eventually, I stopped dreaming. I don't know how, but I did. Only rarely do I have dreams now, and every time I do, hope to see some fictional character in them, as that was how I knew the dreams weren't going to come true. Examples being Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the mummy, playing football, Freddy Krueger doing laundry. Don't look at me like that. I don't get that one either. Once I stopped dreaming, my writing stopped. It just wouldn't happen. I tried, but the page stayed blank. I know you aren't professionals, but I would like to hear your thoughts on this, if you think it's really that dream and resulting finding out on the news that may have caused this, or if you think it's likely that just is how my mind is coping with something. People often ask me if I've gone to therapy to find out. I always reply no. People want to remember the best parts of their lives. If my memories are the best of mine, I don't want to know. But I can admit sometimes I wonder. Thanks in advance. Davin Dresden from chat. Okay, Davin, he's here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Honan, I am just going to give a brief disclaimer. And we do this periodically. Mm-hmm. Mark Honan and I are not professionals, not in any way, shape, or form. I have a BA in psychology, in social psychology. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of study on human character and condition. But we are both not professionals at all. So just put that in there so that you understand what that is. So I sent you something. I'm actually going to go pull it up right now. Because I sent you something after reading Davin's information. I have a feeling that I think I might know what it is, but I'm not quite certain based on what I've read. But the very first thing that I thought of is that this dream, the first dream, is a manifestation of something that's actually happened and has been blocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
what
I did a little bit
of amnesia.
Traumatic amnesia is what I was thinking of, something that like PTSD, that kind of thing. So I did a little bit of reading. And there's a name for this. It's called dissociative amnesia, not anemia. Amnesia. That's not it.
That's something totally different.
That's something totally dissociative anemia. Nice, Jules. Way to go. And it is characterized by a blocking out of critical personal information, usually of a traumatic or stressful nature. Dissociative amnesia, unlike some other types of amnesia, does not result from other medical trauma like a blow to the head. But then it has several subtypes as well. And then it's talking about like, you know, if something happened. So my belief, Davin, just from my own practical experience and experience of talking to people, is that something happened that you are connected to with either that person on the news or something happened there that has connected you. You saw something or something that triggered it that you've blocked out the early parts of your life. That's what I believe might be happening. And your brain is covering you from having to relive that. That's what I'm thinking is possible. And so I you know, obviously Marconan and I have never dealt with anything close to this.
No.
So it's very difficult for us to relate to something like that. But I look at it and say, okay, so what can we relate to? What kinds of things can we relate to in terms of bad things that have happened to us or traumatic types of things that have happened where we're, you know, our brains or our memories kind of get clouded or pushed aside, or you revisit it or you dream about it. I find that I have repetitive dreams about things depending on what's going on in my life. I don't know if you have this too. Do you have like the same dream, like the same themed dream?
Not really, honestly. There was for a while I had a dream where I was in there's like an abandoned when I was visiting South Dakota once, there was this little kind of like small town that had been abandoned, and at some point was turned into like a giant haunted house, but then it was abandoned again. And when I was little, we went through there, and there's all these old creepy multi-story wood buildings, and in my dream I'm in that building being chased by vampires. I mean, it's just one of those things, but I didn't really pull any like deep significance out of it, but I've had that dream numerous times over the course of, gosh, I went there in 93, so the last 20 years I have that dream like every once in a great while, but I think it's kind of a memory dump at that point. I don't really think there's any significance from it. I mean, I've had other dreams that have felt more significant, but nothing on the degree of what Draven has told us today.
Okay. I mean, I think what your situation is that haunted house really left an impression on your brain. And
yes.
You had a situation where your brain, if you have something where you might be feeling a little bit of fear or trepidation, that's the thing that pulls out when you're, you know, when you're putting that in, if your life is getting stressful or that kind of thing. I've done a lot of reading about different things because I have two dreams that are recurring in my world, and it's always tied to something that's going on with me. One of them, I dream of a tornado, and the tornado is always different, and my situation is always different, but the tornado is always coming for me. And sometimes it either comes right over the place where I'm at, or it tears through the place that I'm at. I don't get injured. I don't get hurt. But the fear and the terror is real. And, you know, and that will wake me up in sweat. The other one that I dream about is that I have been going to school or college or something of that nature, and I should have been going to classes for a good few weeks, and I haven't been going, and I'm now way behind, and I don't know where to go, and I can't find my schedule, and I don't know how to get there, and it's just this whole thing. The tornado dream happens when I feel like things are out of control because I can't control what's happening in my world. And so the tornado comes in and tears everything apart. It's this traumatic thing, and it just the school thing always happens when I feel like I don't have my stuff together. I've disorganized my shit and it is not in a good place. And so I get that dream when I do that. So now Davin's dreams are always catastrophic, or they were when he was having them. Very, very catastrophic. People getting hurt, people dying, people and happening out of control. You know, really, really, and just that's horrific. I mean, you wake up and you're just like, and you have no control over it, and you're just there or having it happen. I can relate a little bit to that with the tornado dream because people are getting hurt around me or hiding or, you know, frightened, or, you know, a tornado is a mass disaster type of thing when it tears through a house. But in my dreams, nobody dies. Nobody gets, you know, it's nothing where, you know, it's not this thing. They never, at least that I remember, have that. I really feel like Davin has been through something very, very traumatic, and his mind is protecting him from remembering it so that he doesn't have to relive it. But it's manifesting in different ways. So what do you do? How do you get through that? How do you move on? I mean, obviously, you have internet. You have the ability to hopefully play World of Warcraft, so you have the ability to connect with people. I am wondering, I believe, Davin's written a couple of times, and I believe that it is a situation where he doesn't have resources to be able to get therapy. And in his email, he has said, I don't want to know if that's the case. So I do believe then, if you're just choosing not to want to know, then it's about acceptance. It's about accepting the things that you have control over. It's about accepting the things that you have in your life that are good and that are positive, and the changes that you can make in your life to make it better. I find that, in those times where I feel out of control, or if I feel like I'm disorganized, or if I'm not on top of things, like right now, because this party is coming up, this is what happens. I sleep, I pass out, sleep for a good 3-4 hours, and then I am awake. And I cannot sleep, and my mind is spiraling, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to do when it's time for me to stand up in front of, how many people on this stage and say hello and greet everybody and hype up the crowd. And I'm thinking about all the people that I'm going to meet, and am I just going to be exhausted when I'm tired and the adrenaline is finally wearing off, because it takes a couple days before it to wear off. But then when it does wear off, it is horribly tiring for me. And so am I going to be okay? I worry about all those things, and it's exhausting. But I have to stop myself and say, these are the good things that I have for me. I have the opportunity to go to BlizzCon. I have the opportunity to do this show and connect with people, and there will be people who will want to talk to me, and I am so grateful for that. And I need to remember that that's the bottom line. It's not about me making an ass about myself. It's about people being there and being a part of this whole thing, and it's not just about me. And so that's the advice that I think I can give to Davin, is just to say that if you choose truly that you do not want to know what has happened to you prior to age 13, then you live your life for today, for the future. I honestly, I just want to ask you this, because you kind of live your life for today all the time, Marconin, because you really don't have the ability to plan a lot ahead. You can a little bit, but
Yeah, just a little.
But you really do kind of live your life today.
I mean, I don't have any kind of like a memory loss, kind of like Draven was saying, but in that last bit, one thing I would add, not really add really, but he says people tend to remember the best parts of their lives. That's they do remember the worst parts too, and sometimes it's the worst parts that make the best parts even better.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never truly appreciate the mountaintop until you've walked through the valley between them.
True.
So I mean, I don't know that it's different for everybody, but sometimes the bad parts make us stronger and better. That's how you forge really good steel. Has to be tempered through the fire. And I know if whatever is not letting you remember is very traumatic and very bad, and you don't want that, then that's okay. Some people don't want to know, but just kind of have that, take that thought a little bit, is that it's the bad parts that help us, make us complete as well. But yeah, really just, you just move on from it, and you do kind of have a memory block on the or kind of blanking on your writing. Maybe you can try and kind of find a way, if you'd still like to write, kind of do a different avenue with your writing and stuff, however you want to progress with that too. I don't know if that's really part of it or not.
Yeah. I it sounds to me like his writing was the outlet that he needed to kind of get rid of the terrible dreams.
True.
Or to cope with the terrible dreams. Honestly, I think it's probably better that it's not a terrible dream situation for him anymore. So, but you make such an excellent point. I can't stress it enough. I mean, it's talking about focusing on the stuff that's gotten to this point, the tough stuff. That's what makes you who you are. Anytime I go through something bad, anytime I go through something stressful or upsetting or sad, I always make a point, if I can, to think about, if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't be in this position today. And it wouldn't have taught me the lessons that I learned to get to this point. And I think Davin can do the same thing in his own way. It's not necessarily, you learning from the experiences that you have, because you don't want to know that. It's accepting the fact that it's okay that you don't want to know. It's just that other people are kind of projecting their own thing of saying, well, I would be feeling XYZ if I didn't know things about myself that I wanted to know. But if you truly just, it's a matter of, are you comfortable with that? Are you confident in saying, I don't want to know, I don't need to know, and I'm good? Or it's, I don't want to know because I'm scared to find out. My life could change forever if I find out. I don't know if this is a good analogy or not, but I think about maybe somebody who was adopted and who doesn't know their life prior to when they were adopted and know who they came from, what their life was like. And so it's either choosing to find out your birth parents if you can find out more about them or not. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. Maybe I'm reaching, but
well, it's kind of along the same lines, because it's information that will change your life in one way or another.
Sure.
Either you will learn it from it and you're accepting of it and you're like, okay, well, that's where I came from. That's where those memories went. Or it could be, it'll mess. But I don't know. And he just chimed in that he jumps back and forth on wanting to know.
Yes.
Back and forth. So, I mean, you're still undecided about it, and that's okay. It's just, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Jules?
I feel like he has to make that decision for himself. But whatever the decision is that you make, you have to forgive yourself for it. If you choose that you don't want to know, that's your decision, and you should just own it and not answer to anybody else about it. It's your decision. And it doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you somebody who wants to just live now instead of knowing what happened in the past. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, for certain situations. Now, if it is affecting your life adversely, for me, I just talk about how it is for me. I like answers. I like to know the puzzle. I like to figure it out. I want to know the reasons. And I want to know so that I can learn from it, because that's who I am. There are a lot of people in this world who are just, I don't want to know why I act this way. I don't want to know why I feel this way. I just know that I feel this way, and I know that I act this way, and I don't care. Or you're maybe even not aware of it in the first place. I like to be self-aware as much as I can. I'm not always good at it, but I try to. And so it's that whole thing of just trying to know. I feel like it makes me stronger knowing the answers, because then I can work with it. But that's me. So I feel for him. I do, because it's really, really hard to feel normal when you don't feel like you are like everybody else who can remember what it's like. He asked in his email, what's your earliest memory? My earliest memory is feeding my sister from my mom when I was 3.
Mine was being on an airplane on the way to South Dakota when I was 2-ish.
Yep.
I remember playing in the floor when the plane was up.
Yep.
In the air.
And so, we form those memories pretty early on. And if you can't remember, your 8th birthday, or what it was like to get something on Christmas Day, or whatever holiday you celebrate, or what your Halloween costume was when you were 5, that's stuff that can be very hard. So I understand both sides of it. But, Davin's here tonight, and all I would say to you is that you have to just be comfortable with what you feel. And it's okay. You don't have to answer to anybody but yourself. So it's a matter of deciding what you are comfortable with. And when you're, it's not to say that 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, next month, you don't decide to change your mind. And if that's the case, then you should look at getting some professional help, because I truly believe that this is a psychological block.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. Again, not professional. But this runs along the lines of post-traumatic stress, blocking out some of those memories to protect yourself. It goes into an extreme level when you talk about the dissociative amnesia. It used to be called multiple personality disorder in the very heavy parts of it, where people's personality splits into different ones, and that those memories come out in different ways and under completely different personas. It's extremely rare, but and I was talking to Kane about this before the show, and he said, in those cases, if someone has this would be something that a psychologist or a psychiatrist would be. This would be an extreme, interesting case because it is very, very rare. He just said in the chat room, the hardest part is when my parents or relatives ask, "Do you remember when?" That breaks my heart because they don't. I don't think they could even possibly understand what it would feel like for you. They remember, the toy that you wanted under the tree on Christmas Day, and you can't, and all you can say is, "I don't remember."
Yeah.
But again, you just have to be okay with what you want and what you need. And if they can't tell you what it is that happened other than your personality flipped, I mean, I'm just there's some pieces here that are also kind of missing. If something happened to you that your parents saw, then somebody could be able to tell you what happened unless they're choosing not to. So there's other
That's
things
what I was just I was just thinking about that. Yeah, about how heavy he could lean on his family and his parents to try, and if he decided to investigate it himself, if what kind of information they either had or they have, if they didn't have it or if they have it and they're not willing to divulge it, I'm just wondering kind of how much he could lean on them if he decides to pursue it,
Yeah.
And remember that even if you do find out what it is, you're still you. I mean, you don't, there's no reason to hate yourself or to, you're still the same person you were 5 minutes before you knew. You just know more of the past of yourself. You're still the same person.
Yeah.
And, you shouldn't hate yourself for it,
No, absolutely not.
Not at all.
Oh, your poor internet tonight has been kind of on and off.
It's better. Oh, it has been?
It's better now. You get a little Skypey and your video lags, but it's okay. So,
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's all right. It's hotel internet. It's what it is. But
yeah.
we've done a pretty good run so far. So, so thank you, Davin, for trusting us with this information. I hope that we were at least somewhat helpful in just kind of framing it a little bit differently, in helping you to come to terms with this. I would love it if someday we could hear from you about any professional help that you received that you were willing to share. If anybody out there has dealt with something similar, I truly hope that nobody has dealt with something traumatic that would cause them to lose their memory. But if that has happened and you would like to share your information with Davin, please do so. And it's questions@taurentthinktank.com. We can get that to you guys. Get that shared in there too. So. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So a little bit scary for Halloween. A little bit spooky, but very, very real. So, all right. Let's lighten up the mood a little bit. You think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Here it comes.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
Start us off, buddy.
Alrighty, from Muzzy_AIE. If Gallywix ran for war chief, what would his campaign slogan be?
Okay, so this is me with my bad lore. Gallywix is the leader of the goblins?
Yes,
okay.
He's the trade prince. Yeah.
Durr. I mean, I was thinking that's what
Welcome
it was.
to the horde.
Oh, what? Okay, so what would his campaign slogan be? Oh, you're lagging again. Hotel internet. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stupid hotel internet.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
All right, now we got it.
Usually it's a lot better.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry.
All right, we got you up. Okay, so what was campaign slogan? Did you do one?
No, I was asking you first.
Oh gosh.
Or do you want me to go ahead and do it?
Um, let's see. It would be about something like, give us all your money because we're gonna use. Or oh god, I can't even think about how I would do a goblin. Give us all your money because you're not gonna take it with you, or something like that.
Yeah. I was thinking something like all the money in the world won't fix the horde, but it's a good start.
Ah, see, there
Or
you go.
something like that.
That's good.
Something like, you could donate all your money to us and it might fix the horde. It'd be a good start. Something like that.
I'm with you. I think, obviously it has to be something with money or it would be pretty wrong. So
Yeah. We've got some Vote for Gallywix's best deal anywhere from Nate.
Chief Vol'jin says, vote for me or I'll sell you to the slavers. Sell you to slavers. There you go.
Yeah.
Davin Dresden says, vote for Gallywix. Why choose a guy that wears makeup?
Vote for Gallywix. Why choose a guy that wears makeup?
Oh, Chief Vol'jin. Shots fired.
Uh-oh.
Oh, poor Chief. Sorry, buddy. That was good. Okay, from Svensson_CTR. Tell me one thing. If you could have only one for life, which would it be? Ice cream or chocolate bars?
I'd have to say ice cream because some ice creams do contain chocolate bars, like the little Snickers ice cream, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I would probably say ice cream because there's so many different flavors, and chocolate bars have at least one flavor. They got chocolate in it, so you might get sick of the chocolate. Whereas with ice cream, I can go, oh, maybe I want some strawberry this week. Maybe I want some vanilla. You can bounce around.
Exactly, and I thought about that, and that was kind of my impression. Like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do ice cream because you can put that in there. But I think that I would go with the chocolate bar thing, mainly because in the wintertime when you live in Wisconsin, there is no way you want ice cream when it's freaking 30
true.
below and it's already cold and everything on you is cold and there's no circulation in your fingers and toes. And then you eat ice cream and you're like, I hate life because you just want.
Oh, I'm cold.
I'm really
on the
really
inside.
You're not supposed to be cold on the inside.
I know.
And it's so I would go with the chocolate bar one. I think that'd be okay. I would be really hard pressed to give up ice cream though. I gotta say, tough.
Oh, it'd be too bad. It'd be bad. All right.
You got to do this one. You know that.
I got to do this one. Yeah, from Chief Vol'jin. Who would win if Dalaran and Archerus flew into each other?
And
Who do you think, Jules?
Well, there's another line in there too.
Sorry. And would Jaina flip out again either way?
Help me with the lore. Who's Archerus?
I think Archerus, isn't that that's the Death Knight floating necropolis that you started in the Death Knight zone, right? Is that one? I think it's a floating necropolis.
Oh, okay. All right, wait. And then why would Jaina flip out? Wait.
Because she controls the Kirin Tor, and their home city is Dalaran.
I'm such a lore dork. I'm so bad. I don't know. Okay. So who would win if Dalaran and Archerus flew into each other? So floating cities that crash into each other.
Yeah, head-on collision. Yeah.
Sage Time in the chat room has it down. It said I think Dalaran has shields. So sorry, Archerus or whatever you are, you're gonna bounce off of it and be like, whee! No, but there's a lot of spiky stuff on those like Nax Ramesy crypty things that float too. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't know.
Yeah, let me dig in a little bit. I don't know.
And would Jaina flip out again either way? I think Jaina has had enough of life right now. So everything is Jaina has reached the end of her rope, and the rope is frayed. So no.
She would. Yeah, she would be definitely mad because you messed up the really good lawn care that they put into it ever since she took over. They've had new land and people, and then you just crash an Acropolis into her front yard. Come on now, get the lawnmowers out and dig up all the flowers, and yeah, she'd be mad. She would be mad again.
Yeah,
even more mad than she already is. That's the new normal for her right now. She's always mad, always on.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll go with that one. I think we're fair.
Yeah.
From Memeth, you are dressing up for Halloween. You have a choice between scary and cute, but you must go to extreme. Scary must cause pissing in pants, and cute must cause diabetic comas. What's your choice, and what are you dressed as?
Oh my goodness. So this is a hard one because, I kind of would like to be a little bit of both. I would like to be a little scary and also a little cute,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Halloween it's supposed to be kind of scary, so I'd dress up as Large Marge from the Pee-wee movie. Tell him Large Marge sent you, and then the face she does. I would be that face, just static, just ah.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what I would do.
I love that. Now, I would not dress up. I couldn't do a scary costume. It's just not in my nature. I get scared too easily by stuff. Here's what freaked me out. I was reading Facebook, and one of the people that I'm friends with here in Madison, his kid had like the scariest thing, and it was like they made this. It was the smartest, coolest idea, but I'm like, I could never do this. What they did is they took a zipper, like an actual like zipper that was not stitched to anything, and they applied it to his face from his forehead down, and then they unzipped it so the two sides came around his nose and down the inside of his face, around his mouth, and then they painted the mouth and the nose in a bloody gore, so it looked like he unzipped his face.
Oh man.
It was awesome, and it was nasty. Both in the same thing. And I was like, oh, dude, that is like the smartest costume. It looks like you unzipped your skin. But I could not do I would never be able to do that. Walk around like that? No way.
Oh, man.
It just be too much for me. So I would be making everybody barf with how cute I was. Probably some kind of like fluffy kitty or something like that. And just be like,
you'd be like the fluffy crazy cat lady princess.
Made
see
of
that marshmallows and rainbows.
I'm fluffy crazy cat lady princess. Hi.
And you like have a herd of cats around you, and
don't you
they're
love
so
my
cute
entire
and cuddly
posse of kitties? They're just awesome. I love you. There you go. Oh, you froze.
Oh man, I'm getting a cavity of how sweet this is.
Oh, Shield Bearer has it down. Princess Unikitty from the Lego movie.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, dude, that's funny. Oh, we got to keep going. Your internet's getting worse.
I can switch to another one if you want.
No, I think we're okay for now. We'll just see. Maybe I'll try having you turn your camera off. Can you turn your camera off for a second?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Let's see if that helps you for a second there. Oh, look at that. Look at that picture of you. Let's see if that helps a little bit. And if it doesn't, then we'll have you switch. Okay. Do the next one.
All right. Let me pull it up. All right. From Zandara. When you look in your trick-or-treat bag as a kid, what candy made you super excited to see?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Oh, man. Yeah. Anything chocolate for me. Anything chocolate. Like, I'm not a big fan of gummy, like the gummy candies or anything like that. Just kind of, gummies are okay. Give me chocolate. Chocolate or peanut butter. So, yeah, Reese's would probably be that, or like Three Musketeers. Any of the fun size.
Yes.
Fun size things. Like, that's good.
And the problem in my neighborhood when I was a kid is that all these people would go out and they would buy the really crappy candy because it was cheaper. So they'd buy the those Mary Janes and the Bit of Honeys and the Smarties, and those were the crap. I hated that stuff. And it was like, no, don't do this, don't do that. No, I don't want that. So it was always Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and not the little ones that you get at Christmas, like the little tiny ones.
Little bitty round ones?
No. Yeah. It's the ones in the flat package, the individually wrapped, regular size peanut butter cup. That was the one where I just went, yeah.
Oh, yes. You ever put those in the freezer or the fridge and get them cold and eat them?
No.
You should try that. It's pretty good.
I gotta do that.
Yeah, just stick them in there stick in the freezer for about a half hour or 45 minutes to get it nice and cold. Oh, it's good. It's good stuff.
I'm reading in the chat room. They're like, "Who's ready to ruin Halloween?" This is from Nate. A box of raisins. Yeah, seriously, people who put raisins in your thing and you're like, "Screw you! I don't want Sunmaids."
Oh.
Don't bother. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Okay, so from WoW in the details, your internet's a little bit better, by the way.
Okay, good.
BlizzCon related. What has been your favorite places to eat while you're there?
Well, truth be told, I was kind of broke last year, and I pretty much ate granola bars almost the entire weekend.
Did you?
Because I spent most of my money on Christmas presents from the BlizzCon store. I wanted to eat at the those little food trucks, but I sadly was low on funds and had to kind of look at them longingly and prepare. So I'm better prepared this year.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to do a post BlizzCon food report. So that's kind of how it was for me. I ate I remember during the opening ceremonies, I had a hot dog and some chips, because that was long. It was. I think it was like right after the opening ceremonies, in between that and the first Warlords panel.
Yes.
So
I mean,
couldn't do much last year. What about you, Jules?
Well, this year, I mean, last year when we got there, we tried to figure out where we were going to eat, and what happens usually with us is that it's like you just have to find time to eat. It's just like you got to just figure out when you can eat, and then you need to eat a lot because you don't know when you're going to be able to eat again. And so that's what happened with us. One day we walked down, there was probably about a mile away, there was a Red Robin down the way. And then similar right in that area was also an Outback Steakhouse. So we ate there. One afternoon, I think it was Friday afternoon, we wound up walking down, to near, it's kind of, I think, near where the Annabella is. And we ate at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah.
In the middle of the afternoon, it was completely dead, and it was awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's all chain restaurants. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to do much. The food trucks are great if you can get there. The lines
and
are
wait
insane.
the line, yeah.
Yeah. So I look at it when I go to BlizzCon as make sure you eat a lot when you can eat, because you don't know when you're going to be able to eat again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it kind of worked for me. So.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me whenever I got a chance to eat. I was like, oh man, gotta load up.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even look at the video for this next one, so I'm going to pull it up. You might hear it. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, it's the telling the story. Okay. Is it my turn to read or is it your turn to read?
I think it's mine. So this one's from Keyboard Kalani. How would you handle a real life #actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf? And then it's got a YouTube link, which I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you guys may hear this as I play it, but hang on a second. A gay men's chorus of Los Angeles. What is this?
You're
Let's
walking
see.
in the woods.
Can you hear
There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him.
that? What?
He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf. Oh my God. Okay.
You're looking for...
I don't know what that is. What? I guess I heard that he said he was there was a cannibal somebody following. So the question is, how would you handle a real life actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf? I would just be like, no. There's no. Oh no. Hang on. It's this.
Uh-oh.
No. That's what it would be. There you go. I don't know what you're sending us, Kalani. My gosh, what is this?
Yeah, the things you see on the internet,
Oh God, I know.
The things you see on the internet.
The one I saw today, which I retweeted, it came from Quoted Nevermore. I was laughing my full head off. It was recorded yesterday on Halloween, and it was a guy dressed as like the old school Wolverine doing Beyonce's Single Ladies Dance.
Oh no.
And it is the funniest thing you have ever seen. I was dying. This guy knew the entire routine, and they're just filming him on the streets of some city, and he's just doing the entire routine, and I am dying. It was great. You got to look it up. It's the guy doing Beyonce.
I have to watch
Wolverine
that.
doing Beyonce.
I have to watch that. Yeah. I would as for having a Shia LaBeouf cannibal coming after me, yeah, I don't know what I would do. I would tell him to not ever think about being in another Transformers movie. That's one. That's one. But I do know that not having him in a Transformers movie does not make it any better. So we can't really work there. But yeah, that's all I can think to do. But yeah, I'll give that video a full watch at the end.
Oh, absolutely. I gotta watch that whole thing now. Sorry, Kalani. I didn't even realize that it was in there, that there was a video in there. I just kind of copied and pasted. Okay, from Shieldbearer CTR, also known as Nate. If you were an old lady, what kind of candy would you have in your purse?
Kind of candy. I know I would have like some kind of like lifesavers, like little breath mint. It's not really candy, but I don't know. My grandmother used to keep like the fruit flavored lifesavers, like the tropical flavored ones. And so I'd eat those during church every Sunday. And so those were, I look forward to that every week. So it'd be something along those lines, or maybe, because I wouldn't want chocolate in there because it could melt and get all over, my makeup or my little hand, all my credit cards and all that. Yes, the little packet of Kleenexes, yeah.
Yeah, Kane just said it when I was thinking the Werther's Originals candies.
Ooh.
Those would be the good thing to have in there.
That's an upgrade.
So okay, what age does a woman actually switch to carrying candy in her purse? Because I don't know what that age is yet. I don't do it, so I'm not sure what that is. I'm looking at that going. So when I think it's the same age that when you switch to Velcro shoes and polyester pants.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to marvel at this. I'm totally going off topic. I'm sorry, but I used to marvel at this, in that there was like, no matter how fashions changed over time in the in the 80s and the 90s and in the thousands and the 2010s, whatever we are now, fashion for an older woman over the age of 65, 70 is exactly the same no matter what decade you're in. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
It's polyester. It's like that horrible print. It's Velcro shoes. It's the same, and it's for the guys the same thing. It's those cotton button-down shirts that have plaid and short sleeves, and it's the same thing for every. I don't know what it is. I mean, do manufacturers just kind of say, "Well, you're old. You're just gonna wear the same things that other old people wear"?
Ocephala's got the fashion down. She says, when I'm old, I'm going to wear sequin pantsuits and jackets, and you can't stop me.
As long as you wear a sequin baseball cap, then we'll talk.
Don't forget the fanny pack.
The fanny pack.
Yeah. Erlina did say that the point at which you'll probably put candy in there is when you have grandkids. And I could see that.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
That could be a good benchmark.
That's fair. When you have grandkids, you start carrying candy because then you sugar up your grandkids to send them back to their parents and make their lives hell.
Uh-huh. Precisely.
Yeah, I know. I live this every day. And she's 11. Oh, too funny. From Telenroid Swotor, right? Yes.
Yep, looks like it.
Okay. Is that my next? Oh, yeah, this is yours. Sorry.
Yeah, that was mine. Sorry. Yeah, from them. My question is, what are you bringing back for me? I'm assuming from BlizzCon.
Yeah, because I think I put in the Tell Us One thing. This is like the pre-BlizzCon show.
Oh yeah. So what are we bringing back for him?
I am bringing back warm weather. Maybe. No.
Yeah.
I fail. Okay. I'm bringing back so many stories that we'll probably be talking about them for a month.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean we'll be sharing stories from BlizzCon for a while. I am not going to be bringing back the con crud. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So
Please
there
no.
you go.
Please no.
No con crud, Shield Bearer. No con crud. There is not going to be any. I got it last year, but I got the stomach crud last year, and that blew. So no con crud this year.
No.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for me. What about you? Anything more?
Those, and I'm also going to bring sexy back. I think. I'll bring sexy back.
I did not see that coming.
it hit me immediately, and I was like, oh man, I'm holding on to this.
Oh, you
Holding
got
on
me
to
good
it.
on that one. I did not see that coming. Well played.
Yep. Yeah, but yeah, the stories definitely. It's going to be a great time. Lots of fun pictures, lots of stuff that we can share on because of WoW. Hashtag because of WoW.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of because
And
of
yeah,
WoW
just
hashtags.
yeah, and lots of good memories. I think that that's the reason why they put it on for us is so we can make memories and get some really good quality time with other players and other people that enjoy the same things we do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think other than sexy, yeah, those things. No, JT does not have a lock on that. He can't have a lock on that. That's too much sexy for one man to have.
You
He needs to
can't own it
spread it around.
all.
Yeah,
That's
can't
great.
hold all that sexy. Mm-mm. I gotta have some.
You gotta have some.
Yeah.
And with the picture that's on your screen right now with you and your
Oh
little
yeah,
fedora,
with the fedora. Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
yeah.
like the epitome. When you did that, I was like, that is so perfect.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That's one of my, I love that picture. I love that fedora too.
It's a great look. I love that picture too. All
Thank
right,
you.
from Town Hall _ clock. Warcraft turns 20 soon. Oh, okay. What does Warcraft mean to you? I think you meant it turns 10, unless you're saying we're talking about 20. But
I think it's like the whole Warcraft franchise.
oh, sure.
Not just
Okay,
World of
Warcraft
Warcraft,
franchise.
yeah.
Okay. Versus that. Okay. So what does it mean to you, Marconin?
It means that next year I can buy Warcraft a drink. Um, it-
You're on a roll tonight.
is that
buddy.
two? That's 2 for 2, isn't
It
it?
is. I did not see that one coming either.
Oh, yeah. So, what does Warcraft mean to me? It means a lot of fantastic storytelling, a lot of magnificent world building, stuff that spans, it scratches nearly every kind of nerdy itch you can have because it's got the high fantasy. It's also got kind of the tech steampunk thing when you've got the goblin and the gnomish technology. That's why you can have dragons and motorcycles and helicopters in the same game and it still makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's it's honestly one of the best universes that other than Star Trek for me, it's the best universe of fiction that I've ever experienced.
Nice.
And so it means a lot to me also in that from the Warcraft things, I have made so many wonderful friends, including the one I'm looking at on my screen right now, and just a lot of wonderful memories. And it means a lot to me. And I really appreciate the people who created this and created this world for us to play in. So yeah.
I can't agree more. I mean, what Warcraft means to me is pretty much most of what's awesome in my life. You know, there's so many aspects of my life that are intertwined with it now. You know, and my husband is a big part of that. You know, he's the one who's got me there. And made it a part of my life, and he shares it with me every day. My friends, the people that I've become closest to, live in that world. One of the most enjoyable things that I do, which is this podcast, it has the tie to that. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Warcraft. So to me, it's like there's all of the enjoyable things about my life pretty much revolve around something in that world. You know, there are certain things that are not in it, but there's periphery to it, and so I can't see my life without it. You know, I did that interview with Mick Montgomery about why I WoW, and brought me back to all the stuff that was kind of in the early days of when I played, and it just blows me away about the journey that we've taken just doing that, and where it's gotten us to in today is very different than where I started from.
Absolutely.
And I think that's kind of that way for everybody. So, and it's going to change again in 2 weeks when we start Warlords, and the world's going to look completely different, and the experiences that we have together are going to be different. I'm so excited. It's just like it keeps changing, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. People in the chat room are saying it means, Warchi Fulgen said that it means for me that, wow, I'm getting old. and they're shaking their canes. Get off my
Poor
garrison.
War Chief.
Get off my yard.
Garrus came to join us, by the way. He's behind me.
Hello, Garrus.
Hi, Garrus. He's hanging out with his mama. Okay.
Let's see
next
here.
one.
From the Ashanka. How many hugs do you plan on giving out next week at BlizzCon?
Endless.
Mm-hmm.
Endless. I have enough hugs for everybody. Sorry.
Yep. I'm a cuddly, fluffy guy, and I like to hug. So you can come get hugs. Just say hi first, and don't just run up and hug me, without saying hi or anything. Because that kind of like, oh hi, yeah, and then I'll hug you. But yeah, just say hello first.
Just for that, I'm just not even gonna say hi to you. I'm just gonna hug you.
You don't have to. I mean, you said hi very loud last year when I first saw you, so that makes up for this year.
A little bit.
I think you did a little bit, and it surprised me.
I have that thing. And I apologize to anybody who experiences this with me, but I get so excited when I see people that I know, and so I get kind of loud. Because I'm so excited, so I kind of screech a little bit when I hear, when I see or talk to somebody and I go, oh my God, and that's usually what happens.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly how it is.
Yeah, but it's just because I'm
you don't
so
have to
excited
apologize.
people, so. But yeah, I think so. I mean, there's the famous story when I found out who Angry Orc was, and I screeched. And everybody knew who he was after that point. Sorry, Angry Orc. Yeah, see?
Yeah, Vol'jin just said, didn't you out Angry Orc?
I know, because he talked about it on WoW Insider, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I had done that. I'm sorry. Like I said, I get so excited for people to meet people that I recognize or that I've talked to, and so, don't blame me for being happy. That's all I can say. From midnight. Yep. What are the top 5 things to check off your BlizzCon to-do lists?
Oh, just 5. Top 5. Give Jules a hug is one of them. Get a picture with Metzen. I didn't get a chance to last year.
Yes.
And I would like to do that. So yeah, get a picture with Metzen. Let's see, what else? What else?
Are you gonna do the thing?
Oh, I might do the thing.
Tell them the thing. Okay,
so I love the voice acting panels, and I only went to the WoW one last year, and I had a phenomenal time. It was wonderful because that's my dream job would be to be a voice actor, and so I would love to do that. And so I went to the panel, and this year at the Diablo one, which happens to be right before the Smash Bash for the Signals Media Party on Friday, they've got a thing they're calling Tristram's Got Talent, which it's the Diablo 3 voice acting panel, and it's also going to have a come and show your stuff panel. And the voice actors, I honestly only know 2 of them, and one of them is James Hong, who you may know as Po, Kung Fu Panda's dad.
Yes.
And he's also in lots of other movies. You'd know him if you saw him or heard his voice. Absolutely.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China, yeah. And most recently R.I.P.D., but that movie wasn't too good. Anyway, he's going to be there. And also, I think Dominique Keating is his name.
Yep.
He played he played the tactical officer on Star Trek Enterprise, which for me is tops. Star Trek, hello. But so to actually go up there and I don't know, they're going to do something where you have to go up and give an impression. And I'm already getting nervous thinking about it.
Oh gosh, you can totally do.
Oh
this.
Man, I don't know if they're going to want you to play their character, or if you just want to do a voice, something kind of anything in Diablo. Can we find more like that?
Yes.
Something like that.
A Templar, yep.
The Herodrum came through here before. Now we need them more than ever.
See, you
something
can
like
totally
that.
do this.
Well,
you totally have to do this, and I will be cheering you on every step of the way.
So yeah, that's
I know.
Yeah, that's
Don't
number
be
3.
nervous. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. Okay, that's 3.
Oh yeah, that's 3. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Gosh, gosh, see everybody I can. There's a laundry list of people that I want to meet and see in person. TJ Spanks, MacGyver, Noxie Chew. I almost met her last year, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I should talk to her. She looks kind of busy. But now that I have the badge, I'm like, I love your work. Give me, and stuff like that. There's a laundry list of people I want to meet and say hi to, and just and be around. Number 5, buy a lot of cool swag like I did last year. I already bought some of the stuff with the sale, but I know they're putting I know there's a Deathwing Popco vinyl or Funko Pop vinyl thingy, and I'm like, I gotta get the Deathwing one. He actually looks cute. I gotta get that. T-shirts, it's merchandising. Warcraft the toilet paper. Warcraft the flamethrower.
Spaceballs. I love it.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about one of those Mel Brooks movies. So I had to throw it in there somewhere.
Yeah, Spaceballs is my favorite out of all of them.
Oh yeah, me too. What about you?
Okay.
What's your top 5?
Top 5. I definitely want to watch the live raid. That is my favorite thing about the whole thing. I love the live raid. I want to watch at least one match of Heroes of the Storm, the championships that they're doing. I want to meet Mike Morheim. I did not meet him last year. I did not meet him, and I'd like to, because I'd like to say thank you. Let's see. Give you a big hug, probably about 50 of them.
I'll take in return all 50.
Okay,
I'd love it. Yeah, definitely.
And then, oh God, what's the last one? I'm pretty sure I'll be going to see Metallica. I'm pretty sure that's what I'll do. So if that's the case, then it would be to see. I've never seen them live, so it would be very cool to see them live. But I just hope that the one thing I just want to do is have some time to just be able to talk to people, sit down and have, where it's not an insane, there were a couple of moments during last year's BlizzCon where we were out to dinner with smaller groups of people. And that to me was amazing because it was an opportunity to actually sit down and just really talk. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully having some of that too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then the last one.
The last one. From Fate 3000. Who is or would be your celebrity nemesis? And how would you defeat him or her in a dance battle? Fight!
My celebrity nemesis.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You're going to do that. You remember that old show, Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
Back on MTV? If your claymation self were to go up against another claymation nemesis, who would that be?
All right. So Jules Scott, I'm trying to think of my character and what I would be and who would be my exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, who would be my exact opposite? Would be like Steve-O? I don't know. I mean, who would be exactly the opposite of touchy-feely me? I mean,
oh yeah. Hi, I'm Jules Scott, and this is kicking Steve-O's butt on Jackass.
I mean, I don't know. Help me out here, guys. I'm trying to figure. Shield Bear is talking about me talking Dr. Phil. I don't know. Would we be too similar, or would he just be way too much I don't care. I don't care.
It'd be funny to watch him bust a move, though.
Oh, so he dance.
Yes, it's a dance battle.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's a dance battle. I'm really bad at dancing, so it would be an electric slide contest because I could at least do that.
Oh yeah.
So it would be me doing the electric slide against Dr. Phil. Lori just suggested Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr would be a good one. I would want to kick her butt. I don't like her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, so Roseanne Barr it is, and I would do the electric slide against her, and I would win because I rock the electric slide.
Oh yeah.
All right, so your celebrity nemesis.
Okay. Well, it would be cool to go to a dance and watch you do the electric slide sometime. You could probably teach me because I know a couple of the moves, but I don't really know many of them.
You just gotta move it.
Yeah.
I am such a white girl. I'm so bad at dancing.
Oh, for me, who would be mine? Okay, the dance would be the cha-cha slide because that's mine.
Oh,
I
the
could do the
cha-cha
cha-cha
slide.
slide.
I love that one too, and I'm really
Yeah.
bad at it, but I laugh through the whole thing and I make everybody else laugh.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I'm such a
I
dork.
can. I get down on that one. I learned that one early on. So every dance in college, I was like, I got this, guys.
Oh, dude, I totally
I
now
got
we want to
this.
go out and go dancing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, chat room, can you help me out? Who would be my celebrity nemesis? Maybe
Let's
Cannibal
see.
Shia LaBeouf, but no, we already dealt with him
Cannibal
earlier.
Shia let's say okay. So who's like the biggest like idiot? Oh, Mike the Situation from
Oh, from Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so then you'd have to. So you do.
Uh-huh.
You do the what against him?
The cha-cha
The
slide.
cha-cha slide against the Situation.
Hey, I heard you're a pretty big deal, but let me tell you, Marconen's the new Situation. Yeah.
I'm going to prove it right
Yeah.
now. You can just do your Bubba Conan voice, and that'll be
Yeah.
good.
Vol'jin said Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
I would like hug that man. You know, he was like, "Oh, you're such an inspiration."
I think that's really
So
funny.
I don't know if I could fight him. I would just want to pick his brain about voices.
I know. It's like, can you just give me some more voice inspiration? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. That was funny. That was a good way to end it out. Tell us one
Oh, yeah.
thing. I'm still laughing. If you guys want to contribute your Tell Us One Things to us, you can do so at questions@torrenthinktank.com, and we will I ask for them on Thursdays. Tell Us One Thing Thursdays, and you can send them over to us on Facebook or Twitter. Great way to get in touch with us and interact with the show. So thank you guys for sending those in. That was a lot of fun. And we are going to do some feedback right now. Gosh, we're going long. Here we go.
Oh, feedback.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you... Wow, that's a lot of feedback.
There is a lot of feedback this week. So from Lita, wow. How is it that so many people don't get this? You can be friends and not agree. Great discussion.
Amen.
Thank you, Lita.
Yes.
I love that discussion. That was really good.
Oh, yeah. You want me to read the next one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. From Leo EPD. That sincere aw from Jules while reading the email about the person who had no in-game friends is the reason I listen to Tauren Think Tank. The new episode is spot on. Marconen was spot on. People feel entitled and they don't think about the repercussions.
Yeah, thank you for those compliments to both of us.
Yes,
That
thank
was
you very
really
much.
Nice. Thank you. And finally, we have a letter from someone who's written into the show before. Hola, guys. I know this is a late reply, but I needed to say it. Sorry. I just heard episode 115, which was the announcement that Rem had left the show. I hear your voice and I could hear your pain and loss. Felt so bad and sad. And then it hit me. Is this the end of Triple T? But I'm very happy that you decided to continue with this epic podcast. We really need this type of programming in our ears. Thank you very much, with a ton of exclamation points. About 1 year ago, I lost my job. Well, I was pushed to quit. I will not go into detail. I will just say it was unfair. Before my resignation, quote unquote, I talked to my wife and she agreed that it was the best thing to do. So I taught. No biggie. My wife works and I've always been great in what I do. I'll get a job very quickly. But to our surprise, it was not quick. I just could not get a job. I went 10 months without getting a job. So in the meantime, I did things to feel productive. Clean, cook, do laundry, paint inside or the outside of the house, reorganize stuff around the house. But in the end, I ran out of stuff to do. Little by little, I started to go into depression. Sometimes it was hard to get out of bed. Friends called to go out and I didn't want to go out with them. Even if they offered to pay or my wife gave me money, I could just not accept and I did not want to be a burden. I was even ashamed to go visit my family. I know that a job does not define you as a person, but it does make you feel like you matter. The things that got me out of my depression were the love and support of my life. I love you, Claudia. Even in my darkest hour, she was there for me. Also, constant communication and support of my friend No, my brother's sons and Drago, World of Warcraft, and Triple T. How did WoW and Triple T help me? Warcraft also helped me a lot. You could say that it's bad because it takes you out of facing your reality. You avoid your real life problems. But now looking back, I say it was the best thing, one of the best things. When I played, I just felt good. It took me out of my depression and it helped me go on and face the world. Triple T, what can I say? I learn a lot about people in the gaming community, and I related to many of them. Listening to you took away the guilt of me playing WoW. Can't express enough what I think about the program. I can only say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Today I have a good job. Recently I had my contract extended indefinitely, plus even a nice pay raise. Woot! And my wife gave me the best present that I could ever wish for. The present of being a dad. The instant that I saw my daughter, I was in love. She is now my companion in WoW when it's my turn to turn on the late night feedings, lol. Finally, I just wanted to add, you were there in the worst of times, and now you're here in the best of times. On behalf of all the Mexican listeners, we really appreciate what you do. Thank you, /Moo. Best regards, Bull Skull, the Mexican Pally.
Gracias, Busca.
I remember Bull Skull so well. Thank you so much. This
Yes.
email came through and it just made me smile. You guys remind us what it means to do the show, and for that we thank you. Your letters make our day every day.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for sending them. Thank you for telling us what we mean to you. For me personally, I'm over the moon that this show continues to go on, and it takes on a new era with Marconin at my side. So I am even more over the moon. It just feels like a new beginning. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple things up my sleeve too. So we are working on some stuff, and it's gonna happen probably right after BlizzCon. So
Thank you very much for that letter, and I'm so glad that you got a good job with that extension indefinitely and being a dad. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad things are looking up for you, and thank you for that letter.
It's so good. I mean, I'm so glad to hear things were just down but back up again so quickly in relative terms. So, and just a great success story.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of happy things, let's do some /Moos. Start us off, Mark Onan.
Okay. From Mammoth. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. From Mammoth /Move from Zafira for Zafira AIE for all that's going on in her life right now. Hugs and cuddles.
Aw, she's here tonight. I don't know if she's still here, but she is here. From Shieldbearer CTR /Move to the CTR Guild Greeters for all the extra work they put in this week cleaning up Derry's mess. Nate. You're picking on Darius again, jeez.
Darius.
Darius.
From Saisri the Healer /Moo to both Al the Mage and Alakaz for taking on Movember to raise money for men's health. Ask them for more info.
Okay, so Movember thing, I think that's an awesome cause. I hate mustaches. Like, I hate them.
Yeah.
So I wish it was something like Goat Member or something like that. There's a goatee instead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that's really lame, but I do.
That's okay.
From wow /Moo to Lignar and Medicakes for their support in organizing World of Podcasts. You will be missed this year.
Mm-hmm. From Moogiver, my /Moo to my wonderful Natani Pally for sending me on a BlizzCon adventure that she isn't able to come to. Incredibly generous. So yes.
Awesome. From Wow Hugh Hauser /Moo to me because I'm so handsome, charming, and humble. Oh, Huel. Thank you, Huel.
And from Lori _CTR /Moo to Huelhauser for saying what the rest of us are thinking.
From Midnight /Moo to @Wow Monk and team for inviting me to their Siege of Orgrimmar run last night to finally get an heirloom. Very much appreciated. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. And from Quoted Nevermore /Moo to GIS Gamer for teaching me how to rank up correctly in Hearthstone and for being an amazing friend.
Two ladies I can't wait to see next week. I love those two. And from the chat room, from Vashta. Hi, Vashta. /Moo to reported for awesome for carrying this old hunter through her first non-LFR raid run and helping her defeat Garrosh. Yay!
Congratulations.
Yay, that's awesome. And if you guys want to send in your /moos, you can do so. Again, questions@torrentthinktank.com is the email. You can send them through Twitter. I asked for them before the show on Saturday mornings. So you can send them in early. You can send them in on Saturdays, but you can do that. It's just for people that you want to send something cool to. We don't have any iTunes or Stitcher reviews this week, but thank you guys who have sent them in the past. You can leave them. 5-star reviews are helpful to our podcast, so if you have something to say about what you're hearing, please do so. It does help us. You can do that on iTunes or Stitcher. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the show tonight. So like, where do we go from here? Mark Honan, I'm going to see you next week. It's blowing my mind.
Oh my God. You know, every few hours it hits me where I'm going to be next Wednesday, and I am ecstatic. I cannot wait. Oh, I don't know if it's the Red Bull or the excitement, but I'm shaking over here.
I'm so excited. I have so much to do at my paying job before I can go. This is month end, and I've got to get all those reports done before I go, and I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get it done. So after that's done, and then it's Tuesday, our flight leaves at 5:50 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Ugh. So yeah, it's gonna suck. But that's the only sacrifice we've got to make to get there. So anyway, we're gonna be at BlizzCon next week, guys. So we will not be having a show. But please pay attention to our Twitter feeds. Both of us will be tweeting pictures. And if you guys are out there and going to BlizzCon, please, if you're taking pictures, please use the hashtag #BecauseOfWow. If you do that, your picture and your caption is going to get captured by our website, which is becauseofwow.com, and it's all going to be there. It's a great scrapbook format, captures it all automatically, so you can have some fun and see what everybody's doing at BlizzCon. And if you're not there, that's a great place to see it all happening. So again, if you're doing something with BlizzCon, tweet it, becauseofwow.com. And so there we go. Anything else that you've got going on? Do you want to tell people about anything?
Not at the moment. The BlizzCon anticipation has overrun just about everything else. Like I'm going to be checked out all night Sunday night at work. Like it's not even going to be funny. And my supervisor plays WoW too, and she's jealous that I'm going. So she's like, I'm going to make you have all the worst jobs all night, and we're going to stay there till noon. You're going to work like 15 hours. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
You're just I'm just gonna bird.
I'm elsewhere. My mind is in Anaheim. I'm sorry. Ain't gonna have it.
Gonna have it.
Not gonna have it.
Well, we are gonna try and get through the last couple days of our week before jetting out to Anaheim. For everybody who's going to be there, we look forward to seeing you. And let's bring this show home, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And bring that down a little bit. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
You can find us outside of the show on our website, taurentthinktank.com, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us. There's also a donate button on the site, so if you like what we do and you'd like to support our show by sending us a donation, that's a great way to do it.
You guys can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at Tauren Think Tank. You can find me, Jules, at Jules RPG. And you can find Mark Honan at Mark Honan Wow. And you can also chat with us on our forums. Give those boards some love. It's forums.signalsmedia.com. Our voiceovers are done by two uber mages, Arcane and Mark Honan.
Yes. Also, don't forget your Triple T t-shirts at slashloot.com. You got 3 designs to choose from in different shirt colors. I'll be wearing mine next weekend.
Yes, you will. I'll be wearing mine, and they'll be available at the Signals Media Party. It's going to be November 7th, so come to the Smash Bash. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you, chat room, for joining us and being such an integral part of our show. You can join us every Saturday night at twitch.tv/TaurenThinkTank. We record every night at 9 o'clock Central. We're both at Central Time. We can change that. We love having you guys here as part of our discussion, so thank you. Again, guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks for the live show. You'll hear something from us as we're in BlizzCon. We'll put that up on the feeds afterwards. And thank you, everybody, for downloading the show, for listening to us. Mark Honan.
Jules.
I can't wait to see you next week.
I can't wait to see you next week either, lady.
All right, guys, have a great week. We will see you in 2. Until next time. /moo, everyone.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
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 Oh, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fun show. It's nice to see you again. Like, your internet, like, in the middle of the show, it was just like, and then
Yeah,
it would go
I know.
back, and it's like,
I mean, it's been really good the last 3 weeks, and I don't know what's gotten it all wonky, but
it helped to
I
take your
mean,
video down, so I'm glad we did that. So
yeah, I'm
sorry,
glad you thought of it, because I was like, I can hop on my phone hotspot or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll always, if we try to flip the video off first, and that sometimes takes the bandwidth down, but yeah, so, hearing Pat Crane's voice, I miss him.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard with him not there.
Yeah, I was really hoping to have him there, because I'd like to, now that I'm kind of in his media group thing, say more than 2 words to him.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, Kalani, I got to ask him again. I'm so sorry. The reason that Pat isn't there is because he's got some family things going on, and it's been pretty bad. So I don't know. I will try and check again on the week and see. If not, I will have one for you at the show for sure. At the show, the party. I keep calling it a show. I don't it's like I have to stop myself. It's like, it's not a show, it's a party. I'm not doing a show, but I think about it as a show because it's a performance for me. So
yeah,
but
got to get up on stage.
I do. I got to get up on stage, and I had that moment this week where I was just like, I really should get some clothes that don't make me look like a dude. Because I have this uniform right now, which is pretty much black t-shirt and jeans, and I'm like, it's a party. I need to look like a girl sometimes, and so I've been in very girly mode lately, and so you might see a little bit of a different looking Jules when you go to the party.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting something, like getting I don't know. I wouldn't dress up too much, but like I don't know. I may just end up doing like a Back to the Future shirt and shorts like I did last year.
Might as well. Be comfortable, dude. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for girls sometimes where you're like, I mean, I'm most comfortable in my, gamer shirts and my jeans, but it's become a little bit of a rut for me. And I was like, I think I need to change this up a little bit. So,
I'm sorry, Chief Vol'jin. I didn't want to do a Bubba Conan. It's been kind of a long week. And, I worked and I got his Twitter page, and I actually went out there and he got me, Mark Conan got me one of them chat devices where it records some things and puts it on that Twitter. And I can't, what in the Sam hell, how do you fix that thing? I have no idea. I just took the damn batteries out of it because I figured that would kill it, and it did. But he came out there and he joined me. He took a picture of me and put that on my Twitter because I let him have that thing. So now it works. And now I'm kind of working on it. He may come back at some point in the future, but
I'm really, really glad, Bubba, that you finally have come to the right side and not started calling it Tweeter. Thank you for that.
Well, I made that mistake once, and then a feller over there at New Tinkertown was like, "You're doing it wrong. It's called Twitter, not Tweeter. There's not 2 E's in there. You send a tweet on Twitter." Like, yeah. Well, all right. So he put me in the right direction on that one. So I just need to fix it and make it work. So we're working. We got some ideas on there, Mr. War Chief. And so yeah, it's nice talking to you.
When you're sitting on an airplane and thinking about all the things that you can do for Bubba Conan, right?
Well, I was working the other night, and I was thinking, what other things can I do? Because someone told me you could eat and drink at the same time. I don't make no damn sense. That kind of thing is what I'm aiming for. Like, he doesn't understand because he grew up in I think in Feralus or somewhere way backwoods.
Yeah.
And he, it's not that he's stupid. He's not stupid at all. It's just He never went to Northrend. He doesn't care about the Lich King. He doesn't know what Outland is. He saw a Pandaren once and thought, maybe I better not shoot that because he's sitting there eating a sandwich talking to somebody. You know?
See, I have a picture of Bubba Conan thinking it's like, okay, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. You are telling me there's a man has a big sword in his hand and there's ice all around him, right? And there's ice everywhere. And all of a sudden he sticks that sword in that ice and a big old dragon comes out. You're telling me this. This is what you're telling me. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. Or, you know, that gnome over there told me I was going to have to kill all those little gnomes and take their stuff out of their pockets. But there ain't nothing in those pockets. And how can they not? Or the ears? Okay, what am I trying to do? My accents are terrible, by the way. I'm funnier without them.
Well, you know, when you get over there in Borean Tundra, they ask you to go get some ears off these guys, and I killed a few of them, and some of them didn't give me their ears. Now,
Yes.
what in the Sam hell? And everybody got, if you got less than 2 ears, something's wrong with you, and you can't hear what I'm saying. Makes you easy. Maybe that's why it's so easy to kill them, because they can't hear us coming, because they ain't got no damn ears. Is that what that is? Somebody.
See, that's what Bubba Conan
Somebody
is
tell
all
me.
about right there.
Yeah.
It's the silly things, like, you know. So I have 125 pets, okay? Where in the same hell do I keep all those pets that I can just pull them out of my pocket and throw them on the floor, and there's a pet right on that floor? Where did I keep that pet?
My mama had 3 cats. They done almost ate us out of house and home. What the hell did 125 pets eat? Where the hell am I going to get enough cat food for all of them?
See,
And what do I feed a mechanical dragonling? I ain't got no metal. I ain't got no gears. I ain't got nothing. I got a watch. How long will that keep him satisfied? Can he eat on that for like a day or two? Because he's going to have to, because I got to buy another watch. I mean, come on.
these are the things that I think Bubba Conan is going to question about the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, he knows about Deathwing because the damn thing flew over his house and almost knocked it over when he flew over. Heard about a dude punching him once, but you know that's like a wives' tale. Old wives' tale. Yeah. Exactly. I was thinking about the mounts earlier, and I was thinking about, I saw this guy like wring his hands like he was like trying to unwrap a Werther's original, and all of a sudden this damn dragon popped out underneath between his legs. Where was it before it was between his legs? Maybe I don't want to know. That's one of them things you watch on late night TV, I imagine.
I just had, okay, so you remember in Cataclysm? There was the Twilight Highlands. You'd be in Twilight Highlands and you'd be bopping around, and then Deathwing would come into the zone and blast everything with fire and kill you. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me I'm walking around minding my own business. I'm doing nothing but picking some flowers in the yard. And all of a sudden, it kills me with the damn fire. And you think I'm going to be okay with this the next time he shows up?
Back then I saw some people walking through my yard, and they were talking about how they were running after Deathwing because they wanted to stand in his fire for something like an achievement. When the hell did getting burned alive become an achievement? I swear, these days were... Oh, what in the hell is wrong with people? Achievement, standing in fire. Are you trying to find 1,000 ways to die? How about you go drown and then say, I got achievement for not breathing for 5 minutes. Got some water in my lungs.
We're cracking the chat room up tonight. My southern accent is horrific, but at least it's funny.
Now, I've spent enough time in Texas that you can just spend some time around me and we'll get this worked out, all right?
You know what, though? I actually have that weird thing. If I spend some time, like immersed my time around somebody who has an accent, I start talking like that.
Oh,
I do, and it's bad, and it's not. I can't pull it from. I'm not like you, where I can just pull it out of my brain and just produce it. It has to be like immersive, and then it just becomes part of my speaking. And so it is weird. And so my accents are really bad, and they're funny, and they're really bad. But but you have like the ability. I love the ability that people have to just yank out an impression. There was something on Jimmy Fallon the other day about with him and Kevin Spacey, and they were doing like impression back and forth impressions.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I love that
good.
stuff.
Go and look it up. It's great. It was from the other day, and because Kevin Spacey is an amazing impressionist too. He does a killer Christopher Walken.
He does.
He did Michael Caine, and he killed it. I was like, oh dude, you have to watch that. So I have a huge admiration of I have a huge admiration for people to do voices, which is why I love you so much.
I was gonna tell you, back in March, I spent 3 weeks in New Orleans, and one of the guys on my team, but the New Orleans version of my team, was like deep Creole, just Cajun as they come. Cajun as whatever Cajun essence is.
Yeah.
And he was all about it. He would talk, and I would purposefully work near him and just try and pick apart his accent and pick up bits and pieces of it. But it was kind of funny because he was very effeminate as well. So you've got the Cajun and the effeminate voice at the same time.
That's awesome.
So it was it was quite a treat to try and pick up his voice. I would need to listen to some more Cajun because my troll voice sometimes creeps into Cajun. So I need to work on those, but
I love it. All right, guys, I need a big old drink of water because my water is gone. So
yeah, and I'm still nursing this giant Red Bull I had.
That is a giant Red Bull, by the way.
Yeah,
I saw you open that thing earlier.
16
and I'm like,
ounces. Yeah. Well, I had that hour of sleep yesterday, and then I slept for about 6-7 hours last night. And now I have to stay up until like 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yeah. And I may take a short nap once the Red Bull wears off because I'm really almost shaking here because of the caffeine overload. But I've got to stay up. And gosh, even with the remember guys, daylight savings is over tonight.
You get an extra hour, except for those people in Arizona who are weird.
Or if you have to stay up all night, you get an extra hour of staying awake.
Oh, gosh. I didn't think of it that way. You gotta stay up an extra hour.
Exactly, yeah. But it'll be all right. Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm gonna solo some stuff tonight, maybe, or I'll be on WoW or I need to do some more Hearthstone because now it's a new month. I need a new card back. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have a fabulous rest of your week. We'll report our findings at BlizzCon, and we'll be back on the stream in 2 weeks.
One quick thing, Jules. Did you see of that Eye of Ashara stuff that they've been tweeting out today?
No.
Apparently the term Eye of Ashara has been trademarked.
Oh.
Yeah. And there is that 2-hour gap between the opening ceremonies on the main stage and the next panel. And that's usually the big big
whatever's
news
coming
thing.
Next. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's I would be okay with that being the announcement of the next expansion, and I could understand it considering Warlords was supposed to come out in June. Yeah. That was their original projection.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm so excited. By next week we're gonna know stuff.
I know. I can't wait.
All right, guys. You have a great week. We will see you in 2/2.
/moo, folks.
Bye bye.